Trump said that I will leave Bangladesh to Mr. Modi. And this response by Trump has been interpreted in a number of ways. Some Indian news channel presenters have interpreted it to mean that Trump is leaving the nation of Bangladesh to India. And India will decide what happens there. The way I see it, Trump merely deflected the question. He doesn't really mean that he's going to leave Bangladesh to India. What he meant was, I will leave the question that you've asked to Mr. Modi.
Sure.
That's how I see it.
And people are basing their commentary and future predictions based on one statement, that there's going to be substantial policy change in Bangladesh.
Yes. And let me explain why I think it is the case. So the US has proxies around the world. We could call it proxy states, client states, vassal states, whatever you want to call it. In the Indian subcontinent, the US has two major vassals proxies. One is East Pakistan, one is West Pakistan, Bangladesh and Pakistan. In West Pakistan, west of India, they effected a regime change in 22, just a couple of months after the Russian special military operation in Ukraine. And what the Americans did was they ousted Imran Khan, who was then the prime minister, and he was a very pro-China prime minister. They ousted him through a classic regime change operation, and they placed somebody else in power. I think it was Shehbaz Sharif.
Shehbaz Sharif, yeah.
Yes. And Shehbaz Sharif is a US client, and his government is a US client, and the Pakistan military is the real power that runs the country, and they are on the side of the US now. So Pakistan is a full-fledged US client once again. Now, last year, they effected a similar regime change operation in Bangladesh. It is said that it was done by the students. The student protests were the visual cover that you need for the real regime change, which was done by the military. Sheikh Hasina left only when the military gave her 45 minutes to leave the country. She didn't leave before that. Right. She got the ultimatum from the real power, which is the military. And that's why she left. And today you have a puppet called Mohammed Yunus.
No, please call him a
Nobel laureate.
Give him the respect he deserves.
Indeed, he deserves respect because he's a Nobel laureate. So Mr. Mohammed Yunus, Nobel laureate, is now the face of the regime that currently runs Bangladesh. And it's once again a US proxy regime. So the US has established two proxies on either side of India. When they have that sort of leverage over a large nation like India, why would they give it up? Does it make any sense to give up the leverage you've built, you've earned by running a full-fledged, complicated regime change operation? You would never give that up. So I don't think Trump is going to give that leverage over India up. If you have leverage over a nation, you can make the nation do all kinds of things. You can make the nation comply with your demands.
Sure.
So I don't think Bangladesh is being handed over to Mr. Modi or to India. It was simply Trump deflecting a question and making it sound like, open to interpretation.
Sure.
So I don't think the US is going to leave Bangladesh to India. They're going to run the show in Bangladesh for sure.